shout out to both of these women. We're going to do some jump cuts, but Delfine Persoon won this fight, in my opinion. Man, you know, this shit can be a pain in the ass sometimes when it comes to close fights. Here, jump cut. We'll be right back to the end of the fight. This is the last round I'm going to watch over again. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.
Most effective punch has been a check hook, but not enough to keep.
We already know what's going to happen. You've seen it. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to let it play out here for you in real time on my end. And it's a disappointment. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been covering Katie Taylor's journey. I was actually at the fight last night and left because I got to do a whole video on it. I can't talk about it during this video because it's going to be too much and I'm probably going to start ranting. I literally wanted to go to this fight and got to this fight and went to this fight for this fight. History. Undisputed at 135 pounds. WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, Ring Magazine. The first disrespect, in my opinion, was that this wasn't the co-main event or the co-feature. They put Callum Smith because of Callum Smith's chance to get Canelo and win the World Boxing Super Series. I get it. But that fight wasn't more meaningful than this fight right here, which is also one of the best women's fights of all time. Now, right now, Clarissa Shields is over Katie Taylor to me because of this, if there was a pound-for-pound women's list. And we're working on my website. Check out the link right down below in the description box. Katie Taylor was getting tagged, yo. And we know she can be a better boxer than that, but we've learned that Delfine Persoon, she came to America not to fuck around. Like, obviously, history was on the line, and she came for it. Also, big money, from my understanding, was paid for this fight. Like, big major. I think this is was this not the biggest purse for a women's boxing event of all time? Correct me if I'm wrong. 600,000 I'm hearing for Katie Taylor, 250,000 for Delfine Persoon. Now, I think a rematch is going to happen, but when? It has to. And luckily, in women's boxing, in females boxing, where we're able to see rematches without politics being involved. I think it should be an immediate rematch. They got to milk this.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching the fight, and I said, if this goes the distance, they're going to give this to Katie Taylor.
She did not look her best tonight. Or maybe we just have to give more credit to Delfine Persoon, who is
like, it's really sad seeing shit like this. And no disrespect to Katie Taylor. She went out there and fought. And it was a very close fight.
And fighters like Persoon, and I said it earlier, like Ricardo Mayorga, who was the most unorthodox fighter, successful unorthodox fighter. That's how you win champions like that. I'm
going to have to show you her face. Like when the card, you can see her soul just leave her body. Like just grief, especially when she get to the back.
Right now, and one of these fighters will take them home.
It also brings to mind Orlando Salido and Lomachenko. That's how you beat.
Like, look how cheerful and excited she is right now.
Let's get a nice round of applause out here for both of these warriors. After 10 rounds of action here at Madison Square Garden in New York City, we go to the judges' scorecards. Don Trella, 95-95 even. Alan Nace and John Potere both scored the bout 96-94 for your winner by majority decision. And now the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Katie
Well, Delfine Persoon is incredulous, and I understand why. I also understand how a judge could see that Taylor may have won that fight, Sergio, but I do see why Persoon is thinking, you've got to be kidding me. How did I not do enough?
She leaving the ring.
BK, look, I love Katie Taylor. I love watching her fight. She inspires a lot. She's done a lot. But you got to give it to Delfine Persoon. She wasn't going to be denied. It wasn't pretty. But I think she might have won an ugly decision here.
And Persoon is leaving the ring. They seem to be disgusted enough. Her trainers waving to the crowd and waving in disgust, and they're just going to walk right out. I'm a little disappointed in that. I'd like to hear from her because I think anybody watching this fight might be saying,
and notice
it looked like Persoon
that
won
there's
that
no media. Like, she's going to get to the back, and you're going to see no media there.
And It really is a shame. But it comes down to the judges. It comes down to it
We're going
being
to talk
very
about
close.
that.
Perhaps you see a rematch.
Look, nobody's there.
Ryan, it hurts. It really hurts as a fighter.
And I'm not saying talk to her right there.
She fought. She's crying. I'm getting,
Damn, that's some sad
chills
shit.
because I know
I
what
don't
she's
like
going
seeing shit
through.
like that.
I mean,
I've
this is a
seen
big
men
moment
boxers
for her
cry when they get
to
robbed
make
like that.
history here
Don't break
against
down.
a gold medalist.
That's fucked
against
up.
a champion, against somebody that's so highly touted like Katie Taylor, a superstar. But this was Delfine
And people thought she was going to be a
night.
pushover. That woman been a champion for years, yo. For years. That shit is sad to see, man. That shit is sad to see. And like I said, I went to this card for specifically for this fight. Not really Joshua Ruiz, even though Joshua got knocked out.
A close winner. The judges had it very close. Take a look at the CompuBox numbers.
Yes, look at
Taylor
those
can
numbers.
smile now. Punches landed. Delfine Persoon winning that battle, at least according to CompuBox, and it was close, 116.
She was out there
103.
bulldogging that
She threw
shit.
a lot more punches.
Coming straight
It
forward.
isn't always, Sergio. I would punctuate it with this. It isn't always. You see the power shots landed. Taylor landed more power shots. It isn't always that the person you thought that won the fight won it on the cards. I do get the sense as well.
I don't like
and
seeing
I'm
this
sure
shit, man.
A lot of people do as well, that Delfine Persoon won that fight. But it's not who won the fight. It's
Grab
who
my
wins
CBD
on
oil.
the cards. Chris Mannix is in the ring with Katie Taylor.
My nerves.
Katie, congratulations. You're now the undisputed 135-pound champion. It's not
Damn,
often
Katie. I didn't
that
want her
one
to
fight
get a
of yours
decision
ends,
like this.
We're not sure who won. Did you feel like at the end of that one that you won the fight?
Well, it was a very, very close fight. I thought I definitely won the earlier rounds, and then she came on very strong at the end, but I felt like I didn't do enough at the start of the fight to win the fight.
It's time for Katie to go on a
It was very,
date.
very close.
That's
I
probably
knew
what
it was
it's
gonna be
been.
that kind of a fight. Persoon is a great champion, fantastic champion, and very, very strong. So we seen her today. It was a fantastic showcase.
She said she ain't been on a date in a while.
You have fought some high-level amateur fights, some high-level pro fights. Now, you knew this was going to be the toughest fight of your career. Have you ever had to dig that deep before to get a win?
Well, I knew it was going to be definitely the biggest fight in my career, the hardest fight in my career, and it definitely was that.
Look at all those fights
I'm
Persoon
very
got.
good at digging deep. I'm born for fights like these in the trenches. I worked so hard during training camp for the last few months in preparation.
Oh, let me pause right here. If you see a jump cut, that means I had to edit some stuff out. Sky Sports, the reason why these videos are late, even though I made it home just in time to cover these fights, I was in New York for the card. I got the playbill. What they call this shit? The program? You know, this is history right here. But what happened was we didn't have access to the fighters. So therefore, I had no like purpose to be there. So I bounced. And I'm going to do a whole video on it. But, you know, it's really hurtful that I wasn't able to talk to more so. I know I'll see Katie again likely, but Delfine Persoon. You know, like that shit like kind of is I'm kind of hurt. Because I couldn't go to the final press conference, the final undercard press conference because personal life shit, and I wanted like to be there, like getting the ring walks and all that shit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hurt. I'm a fucking human. I can have like emotions. I went to this card for this fight, like fucked me up.
For this kind of fight, and I have to thank my coach Ross. He's a mastermind behind everything I do, and the support today was fantastic as well. So grateful.
Fucked me up.
In the 5th round, you seemed to wave Delfine in to try to throw more punches in.
By the way,
I don't think
Eddie's
I've
had a
heard
bad
Ross
night.
as upset with you over the course of this fight in the fights that we've called here. You seem to be fighting a different fight than what your corner wanted you to fight.
That's my problem sometimes. I probably like a bit of a fight too much. I'm definitely the superior boxer, and I probably should have boxed on the outside a bit more, but thankfully I was able to dig deep in the end and get that win.
Do you believe a fight like this deserves a rematch, or are there other things on your radar
No,
like
rematch.
right now, like moving up for bigger fights?
I'm definitely happy to give Delfine a rematch if she wants, but there's big fights out there for me. The obvious one is Amanda Serrano. I think that should be the next fight in line, but I'm happy to fight whoever is put in front of me.
Congratulations, Katie. You follow Claressa Shields to become undisputed champion.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
But Claressa Shields, undisputed, is listen, I cover women's boxing as a whole. I did miss some fights that I'm upset about. I missed Alicia Bumgarner's fight because the Warfare Sports, the way they did the stream, it was a little weird. Who else fight did I miss? I missed a couple of other women's fight. I know I'm going to be watching Super Bad fight. I'm definitely going to be covering that to get back on my shit to make sure I'm covering all women's boxing, all televised women's boxing. I did cover McCoskill. McCoskill, remember, she had lost to Katie Taylor, but now she's up at 140 unifying. In my opinion, knowing Eddie Hearn's promotional mannerism from what we can see, they're probably going to go after, because I did talk to him at Katie Taylor's last fight here in Philly. I was there when she beat Rose Valenti for what belt did Valenti have? The WBO or the IBF? Well, anyway, the point is, wait, no, which one did Persoon? Persoon had the WBC, the green belt. Anyway, not make sure I stay on topic. The point is, the Amanda Serrano fight has been signed for some time, but there's been some shit going on Amanda Serrano's side. We don't know whatever, but it looks like now the fight's going to happen more than ever. And then likely they'll probably do the winner versus Persoon. And then also you have the possibility of Heather Hardy possibly could move up to 135. Like there's fights out there. Mavia Hamadushi. You even have Michaela Mayer, who's over at Top Rank fighting at 130. She's going to be fighting June the 15th. Cecilia Brakos, they've been really talking about Katie Taylor versus her, but Brakos is 147, and you can see, like, it's her height. She's tall. And Katie Taylor, like, she just be too fucking stocky for 147. Unless she weighs in at a small 147, kind of like Persoon weighed in at just over 130 pounds, fighting for 135. But, you know, this is, like, it was a close fight, yes. You know, but popular opinion and majority think that Delfine Persoon got the bad end of the decision last night. And this woman's been champion for so long. And people were wondering, like, you know, what was her skills like in the ring? And tonight we saw she can fight. I did cover her last fight, her versus Melissa Setville on some weird ass stream where the fight was like in a 7-hour stream, but at like it was weird. From TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.